right, everybody, we just want to say hi and thank you so much for joining this healthcare webinar. We have two presentations today, Christine Ferroni from Blue Tritan, and then we have Sandridge on a little bit later. So Christine, I'll let you introduce yourself and let you kick it off.
Well, thank you. Thanks. I appreciate everyone's time here today. My name is Christine Ferroni. I work with Blue Tritan Brands. We have two parts to our story. The first part is just about our brands and who Blue Tritan is, because I don't know if everyone knows about the transition that we went through Nestle Water. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to take 10, 15 minutes. And then I'm going to have Craig Dickerson, who is also on the line, go over our Ready Refresh piece and emergency water. He's going to take a very high level and we'll send the presentations out afterwards. If you have any questions, we'll leave some time for questions and answers. We'll try to give you all the good answers and everything that you need. And if there's anything that we have to follow up on afterwards, please don't hesitate to use the chat. We'll get right back to you, or you can email us directly and we'll get right back to you. Okay, let's get going. I will share my screen. Oops. Of course, I have a million things open on my desktop. Okay. Can you see this in presenter mode?
Oh. Yes, we can.
Okay, is that too big? Whoops.
No, I think that's perfect.
Okay, thank you. So everyone, I wanted to introduce ourselves because sometimes things go by so fast and everyone doesn't know about the changes that are happening within different companies. So who is Blue Tritan? Blue Tritan was the former Nestle Waters. In March of 2021, One Rock Capital Partners purchased Nestle Waters. And it's, I really haven't seen that many changes as far as from our structures. We still have all of the same manufacturing plants. The one thing that I have seen is building out brands, bringing innovation. We put a lot of money to bring in, different types of innovations, which you'll see. I'll talk a little bit about that. And we've also done a lot of investing in our capability and our expansion. So just, there's been a lot of, shortages and supply issues across the country. And just, this is a really good slide just to show you what we're doing as far as making sure that our suppliers are in stock from a multi-serve capacity and to continue to increase our plastic and our cans capability going into this year and continuing into the following years. So I see a lot of investment into our brands and a lot of investments into our company that can only make our company grow. Here's some of our big brands that you guys have known and loved and trusted throughout your experience, through, our regional spring waters. As you can see the map there, that's where our regional springs are. We don't travel too far from our regional springs to make sure that, we continue. We don't want to, ship Poland Spring out to California to keep our efforts and our sustainability efforts within those regions. And then we have our Pure Life brand, which I'm sure you're all using that. And we have new packaging on that, which you can see it's a nice blue. And then to the right is really, those are our innovations. We have our Origins, but I'm having one right now, and our Saratoga waters. And Blue Tritan is and continues to be the two largest brands. Our regional spring waters are the top brands in the country, and our Pure Life is second in the country. As you can see, there's really no other water producer that is, really, larger than between the two of our brands. Some of these, you can see the brands here. I'm sure all of you know the brands in your area, but just to show you, there are a couple new graphics out there that are on our brands, and we continue to make sure that the plastic and the is the thinnest plastic that we can manufacture. And then we're going to be moving over to it's going to be slowly, but we're going to be moving over to recycled plastic on all of our bottles. It's going to be a slow progression, but we will hit that within the next 2 years. This is our Pure Life bottles. It comes in the 8-ounce and the 16.9 ounce. It also comes in other multi-serves like 1 gallons, 1.5s, and as Craig will talk about, our 5-gallon as well. Here's just, I just wanted to put this together to give you guys a one-page shot of some of the brands that are available through your distributors. And the top brands on the top portion of this slide are all available through all of your distribution locations. And the bottom ones, it's a little sporadic. Like our Splash Blast is more available in your markets than Splash Fizz, because Splash Fizz is newer. Saratoga is a very big brand of ours, so you'll see that more in your distribution centers. And the Origin is new, so if there's a request or if you need that, please let me know. And then we have our multi-serve. One thing I just wanted to point out about our multi-serve and our 1 gallons, our 1 gallon distilled is in our regional spring waters are now moving over to a Pure Life distilled water. So if there is if you see that your Deer Park, for example, is not available, just let you know that it's going to be replaced with the distilled water and it's going to be Pure Life water. Okay. Here's some more information on that, on all the different UPC codes and the G10 numbers. I also do have the Gordon's UPC numbers on that, the identification codes. If you need that as well, I can send that out. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on Blue Tritan or any other questions that you might have? I don't see the chat. Christina, is there anything in the chat?
Nope, I don't have anything at the chat at this time.
Okay. Is there any other questions that you folks might have? Quiet bunch. Oh, I see something in the chat.
Oh, that was me, I think.
Oh, that. Okay. Well, I know but the presentation, I wanted to make sure that I allowed Craig some time to go through the 5-gallon. So here we go.
Great. So real quick, Christina.
I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
Yep, Craig, and I will make you a presenter here really quick.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Great. So just a little bit about us. So I think Christine did a great job of kind of explaining the transition from Nestle Waters over to Blue Tritan brands. And so while Christine works on our food service end of the business through distributors and that type of distribution, I work for the division that's called Ready Refresh. And what Ready Refresh does, sorry, I'll turn on my camera there. Ready Refresh is our direct to consumer portion of the business. So we have our own employees, our own trucks, and within our serviceable geography, go out and make the deliveries. So we have we have 5-gallon business, we have filtration units, and then we carry a lot of almost all the products that Christine went through. And one of the things that's very popular with a lot of our group purchasing organizations is emergency water. So I wanted to just give you a top line on our emergency water program that we have for people. So as we are direct to consumer, we are not everywhere in the country, but we have very strong presence within, I think it's 80% of the actual population of the country. So very strong up and down the coast. We call it kind of like a smile. So it's, we kind of do a very strong presence along the East Coast, the South, Texas, and I'm based in Phoenix. So we're out here, as well as California, and Colorado is an expansion market for us. So we continue to expand, and it's going, pretty well. So hopefully at some point we continue to increase our distribution network out there. For emergency preparedness, we work with companies, we work with FEMA, we work with American Red Cross, and really, our program is based around pre-buying so that you're prepared when the emergency hits. And so we follow the guidelines of a 3-day supply per resident, and then a 1-day supply per employee is really what is the recommended supply to have on hand. A gallon a person for each of your people that are in residence. The products that we use are 1 gallons, and then also 750 milliliters and half liters. And we have it in all the regional spring waters, but we also have it in the Pure Life. So, important to know, we are not first responders. So, there may be cases where our employees are impacted by whatever the situation, the hurricane, whatever it is. So that's why we really encourage the pre-buy program. We can send out an emergency water agreement. So that's in a lot of states, that's something that you need for your audits. So we provide that to locations when they have an account set up with us. And we want you to have a 72-hour supply on hand places. And then we have like a whole order guide and an MOU. So I'll just give you a quick example of what the order guide is. So it's just a simple formula that you put in. Hey, we need to have a 3-day supply. We've got 54 residents. It says, so then you need to have water for 154 people. And so what do you need? You need 462 gallons. So you can choose how you decide you'd like to do that. If you had 60 residents, it should change the, oh, I'm sorry. It changes the total number of gallons and everything needed. So it's a nice working document that people can use to figure out what their needs are. And then here is an example of what the documentation is that we send out to locations. So it just goes through, and it's an agreement between it, so that between us and the location, so that everything's in writing and they can have it for their files and their audits and things like that.
So Craig, if
yes.
Someone wanted to set up an account with Ready Refresh, either for this emergency water program or for 5 gallon, how would they go about that?
So the way we have it set up right now is initially you would, I'll give you my contact information. We would contact me, and then I would have somebody local within your markets get in touch with the location that wanted to get set up with service. So we already have pricing established. We have all of that stuff, and I can, we can include that when we send it out to everybody. So it's really very simple. They just all they need is like W-9, and we get it set up however they want to do it. A couple of questions that people often have about the emergency water. We'll send all this stuff out, but how long does it last? For the most part, it's a 2-year shelf life. can you pick it up, exchange it? No, unfortunately, once it's out of our control, we're not able to pick it up and and resell it or do anything else with it. So it is once it's purchased, it is the location's product. And for that reason, we usually recommend that people do something like a 1 gallon because it's very easy to use during if you don't need it for a true emergency. It's very easy to distribute and do things with. That's kind of the top level of it. I know we're probably up on time, so I wanted to see if there were any questions before we turn it over.
Yep, so we do have a question in the chat. I don't know if it's for you, Craig, or for Christine. We have a member asking when the 5 gallon will be ready.
So it's ready today. Yeah, everything is ready to go for 5 gallons. We'd be happy to get you the information on that. And yeah, that's our primary business on Ready Refresh. So assuming you're within our serviceable geography, we can do that right away.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and Craig, we also to let everyone know on the phone, what is the minimum delivery? So if you wanted to get 5 gallon, Gordon's Foods, it's a bulk package, and we also I'll tell you one of the reasons why we don't service it in a lot of the different distribution centers is because it's 5 gallon, it's heavy, and the bottle has to be, we take back the bottle and we recycle that bottle 30 times plus. So they don't want to pick up the bottle. So Craig, what is the minimum delivery? What is it, like $25 right now?
Yeah, it's $25.
It's minor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a couple, it's the equivalent of, a few bottles at a time. It's really not, we very rarely find somebody that doesn't meet the minimum requirement.
Yeah, and it's, you could set up an account one day and have the order within a few days. A couple other services that they offer are, anything in our portfolio. But that we also offer filtration systems and reverse osmosis machines. There's a whole, deck of information that we can send out to everyone on the phone about some of the other services that we offer. We also, one of the great new services that we've had a lot of success with in the last 3 years has been cleaning the water dispensers and the filtration units. That's been very, very popular. And it's, we started off doing it once a year. Now people want it, quarterly, especially in the hospitals and any healthcare. Sorry, Craig.
Yeah. Nope, all good.
I came from Ready Refresh.
I know, you can't keep Christine, can't get it out of her. That's good.
Perfect. Well, if anybody has any last minute questions, we will give you a minute to type them in the chat. And if we hear or see none, then we are going to go ahead and move forward. So I'll give everybody a minute.
And we're always a quick email or phone call away.
Absolutely. You think of a question after, or, when you get the deck and it, and we'll include some other information. So, if there's questions, that's what we're here for. We'll take no news as good news. Pretty,
yes,
pretty,
so will we.
Pretty simple, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I think that, most locations need to have some type of plan for emergency water, and that's something we can fulfill for you guys.
Yeah, perfect. And again, we do have these products available through distribution as well as through a direct contract that we have under the HPS umbrella. So if anybody has any questions in reference to the Ready Refresh contract, it's HPS contract 1001. And then as you're doing your online ordering through GFS Experience, if you see any of those items in there, you will see a contract icon on there to show that we have a partnership with Blue Tritan Ready Refresh. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Craig and Christine. We appreciate your time this afternoon, and we're going to go ahead and kick it off to our next presenter.
Thank you for
Okay.
having us.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice
You're
weekend.
welcome. Thank you. Thanks. All righty. So we should have Don here from Sandridge. Don, I'm going to make your studio a presenter. And you should be able to share your screen. And you should be unmuted or unmute yourself. Nope, we can't hear you yet. Oh, maybe.
Can we hear you now? We're good?
You can hear, yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
So welcome and thank you for allowing me to do this. So I don't have a presentation for you guys so far as slides and all that kind of stuff till the very end, which I will share my screen. So we actually have a little studio here, as we call it. So I'm just going to show you guys the food, a couple applications. So my guess is I think in Teams, if you just want to click on me or hover over me, you can normally make my block a little bit larger, so it takes up most or if not all your screen. So I would just suggest probably doing that for right now, and then we'll share screens here in a minute at the end when I go over the microsite that I want to share with everybody. So, okay. So
Perfect.
just again, want to go over some of the newer products that we have out, talk about a little promo we're doing through you guys at the end of this, and then we'll go over the microsite. So just real quickly, we do have the updated POS sheet with all the items that are in Gordon's, and I will follow up and I can send that out to everybody so that they have that. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know who Sandridge is, but if you don't, we are just a fresh food manufacturer. Probably 9 out of 10 boxes that go through Gordon Food Service have their brand on them, but we do their table ready salads. We do all their fresh soups. We do sides, we do sauces, we do cooked pastas, cooked rices, a lot of things that just help with labor and just help with ease in the back of the house to make things go out the door a little bit quicker and a little easier. But again, everything you do is fresh refrigerated, and everything we do comes into you guys fully cooked, ready to go. So even on our sous vide cooked proteins and, like I said, our cooked pastas and rices, you can take that product right out of the bag and you can put it in containers if you want to do grab and go or let any of that type of application. It can actually be done without cooking. So again, I want to go over the 6 new products we've had out between the last food show cycle and just this food show cycle here. So the fall and the spring, we've had 6 new items out. Just want to share them with everybody and kind of go over them. The first one's our deviled egg potato salad. So as the name implies, this is just a deviled egg flavored potato salad. Still do the retort cooking on our potatoes like we do everything else. This is going to come in 2 5-pound pouches. This will be under the Brickman's label for Gordon Food Service, but that is out in all of the DCs as we speak. So that is product number 1. Product number 2 is our Tex-Mex quinoa. So this is going to come in as you see it here with the red peppers, the corn, northern beans, and the quinoa. One thing to mention on this product is this is going to come to you guys in a kit. So in each case, you're going to get two pouches of cooked quinoa and 2 pouches of dressing. It's just a simple 1-to-1 mix that allows the quinoa from sitting in that dressing for multiple days before you guys get to it. So again, it's just a 1-to-1 mix. It's just a Tex-Mex quinoa. Again, this will be under your Brickman's label as well. Actually, all the items that I'm going to be showing you guys here today will be under the Brickman's label. So again, that's a Tex-Mex quinoa. Served as is. You can serve this hot. You can serve it cold. You can do whatever you like with that. So a random recipe idea kind of we're showing here is taking that Tex-Mex quinoa, and you can add some extra fresh vegetables to it, some kale, some tomatoes, some additional corn, some carrots, whatever you want in there. You can do a protein if you'd like to do that. You can also do it as a bed for some tacos or a chipotle bowl. Some simple little recipe ideas of, again, just piecing and parting things together. I will tell you that I am no culinary chef, but I put all these things together in literally about 20 minutes before the presentation. So it was just taking pieces and putting it together. So this is using our sous vide cooked chicken, just laying a bed of the Tex-Mex quinoa on the bottom, a little pico on top, a little cheese, a little sour cream, whatever you want to do. You can do it in a bowl. And like I said, or it's a great application to take and mix some vegetables, your kales, your spinaches, other things that you need the residents to eat. You can slide that into this quinoa base and do, again, hot or cold application on that one. Another side type is the Brickman's sweet potato rice. So one of the questions I've been getting a lot is this is not a actual riced sweet potato. So this is a rice dish that has chunks of sweet potato in it. So again, 2 5-pound pouches. Can be served hot or cold. I would tell you, I believe it is much better warm, being with the rice base in here. So there's a jasmine rice, a brown rice, and a quinoa in the base of the product. Got the cubes of sweet potato, and there's a white balsamic vinaigrette as a dressing. Simple. Again, you can open it up, serve as is as a base for a salmon or a chicken or a pork chop or something like that. Simple, easy application here is we've done this as even a breakfast hash where we've added more sweet potatoes to it and some potatoes, something like that. Here we did a very quick little play on risotto. So I took the sweet potato rice, I threw a little extra threw some parm cheese in there, I threw some mushrooms in there and warmed it up. Very simple, very easy. Literally put this whole thing took less than 3 minutes. So quick little easy risotto dish that you can put out there. Let's go on to some of the soups that are new. First one's going to be the turkey sausage and kale soup. So as the name indicates, there's a turkey sausage in here. You got your kale and your chunks of sweet potato. Okay, this is again one of our fresh soups. Comes in fresh, refrigerated. Again, nothing we do is frozen. Fully prepared, just heat and serve. If you guys were using or familiar with, in the fall of last year, we came out with a sweet potato and kale soup as well. That soup will be back in the fall, but that's going to be a seasonal rotation. So that's going to go away come the springtime every year. And when the fire roasted vegetable soup will come back. Come fall, the fire roasted vegetable soup will go away and the sweet potato kale. So those two will flip during the seasons on that one. But again, this is another one under the Brickman's line, the sweet potato and kale soup. It's a great soup, a lot of particulate in there. I will tell you guys, if you're looking for do a unique or a different Alfredo sauce, we've been combining this with our Primo Gusto Alfredo sauce to do like a sausage. It's almost like a Tuscan sausage Alfredo sauce. So you throw that right over your cooked pasta or whatever you have, add your chicken. But if you're looking for a twist on the Alfredo sauce, it's a very simple add to Alfredo sauce. So another brand new soup that just came out this spring is a chicken enchilada soup. So you got your black beans, your corn, your tomatoes, a little bit of cheese in there. So this is great. This not only is a soup, you can use it for bases as a sauce. You can pour this right over chicken enchiladas if you're doing some kind of chicken enchilada or taco in the back of your place. So this has been doing very well. It's early on. Here's a simple +1 dish that we did with this one. So all I did here is I took our pre-cooked cilantro lime rice. I added the chicken enchilada to it. Do a little cheddar cheese across the top and baked it. You can add some chicken to this. You can add some chorizo. You can do some different things with that. But a simple little rice bake. We're just taking the chicken enchilada soup and our pre-cooked rice, threw it in the oven for about 10 minutes, and it was done. So, and the last of the new items is going to be the borracho bean. So this is a twist on a traditional baked bean. Again, Brickman's item, 2 5-pound pouches. All of our pouch items can be heated up in the pouch. This has got a northern bean. It's got the chunks of tomato, got a little bit of jalapeno in there. It's not very hot, not very spicy at all. But if you're looking for a twist on a traditional baked bean, a lot of people call this like a Southwest or a drunken bean. We did not put any alcohol in there, but a lot of people will do that as a +1. But again, a bacon, a sausage, you can add some meat to this one as well. But this is a nice middle of the road bean. And then just did a simple little rice and beans with this one. So just took again, taking that right out of the pouch. We took our pre-cooked cilantro lime rice right out of the pouch, mixed them together. Didn't even need to cook this one until you heating it up to you and serving it. So any questions on any of the new items? I can't see the chat or anything.
I'm not seeing any in the chat.
Okay.
Seeing any in the chat. Nope. So you're good to go.
Okay. So those are all the brand new items. We have all the other items that are still out and all that kind of stuff. One thing I want to mention on the new items is starting next week through the end of June. So for a 6-week time period, any new item that you guys purchase, we are offering an additional $5 a case rebate on those items. So all 6 of these items will be included in that. So if you want to try any of the new items, or if you're currently using any of the new items, anything you continue to use for the next 6 weeks, you will get that extra rebate on that piece of it. So if you need any samples, if you need any help, you can obviously reach out to me. And then we also have Waypoint and all the markets that will help support us as well. So one of the things I want to do now is quickly, can you go over to the, share the screen? Can you guys see the screen that's up there now?
Yes,
On the
we can.
website? Okay. So this is something that we just recently developed and just rolled out. And I want to make sure that everybody knows about it and sees it. And we go through it real quickly to show you the access. So this is what we're calling a microsite. And how to get here is just simply gfs.sandridge.com. So it's got all the items that we do for GFS are listed on here. They're all broken down by category. So this is not a password protected site, so anybody can go to it. You can, like I said, you can flip through here. You can look for different items. The other nice thing on here is trays. If you don't mind, just pick a category in here. So you can go into dips and spreads. So if you have any questions as to what is in the product or what the product actually is, you can go to this site and you can go on here and it'll show you a picture of the product. It'll give you a description of the product, give you the full ingredients. There's also a spec sheet for every single product. So if you start to have, if you need your questions on dietary sodium levels, anything that you may need to know for a patient, any allergens, anything like that, those can all be found right here at your fingertips. You could obviously also send them out to me. We can do that. We're doing our best. Tells you pack sizes, what DCs it is located in. So we're doing our best to keep that thing up to date. They do make some changes and don't always tell us. The other thing it'll do is also show you some different applications. So if you want to click on another one in here. So here's garden and bean salads. It'll show you all the different ones. Here's the Brickman's Baracho style beans. If you're looking on here, you can also see that there's the buy now button up there. So if you click on that, that will actually take you right back to the GFS ordering site. You can then, all you got to do is log in and it'll get you right back to the page that the Baracho beans are on. Okay, so it's hopefully an easy place for any and all questions or any information that you may need. Or if you have questions just looking at our brochure, because our brochure just has the names. But if you look and you say, hey, there's 5 or 6 different potato salads, I need one. What's the difference between some of these potato salads? It's a very quick and easy place to go to get to those things. The other thing that is on here is if you go to the top, slide up a little bit, Trey, there's an inspiration center right below the moving picture up there. That's got a bunch of different recipes on there. So we are in the process of building that out to be a little bit larger. But if you're looking for some different ideas of what you can do and how you can serve the food a little bit differently, there's a bunch of different ideas on here. Or if you have different times of the year coming up and it says, hey, it's summertime, trying to do something a little bit different on the menu, what may be out there. We've got a bunch, we're putting recipes on here that we think are very easy to execute no matter what level of labor you have, and just trying to offer some labor saving solutions that you don't have to do every little thing from scratch, but you can still give it a homemade appearance and a homemade look to it. It's also very portable products that'll sit for a little while, but in here you'll see a brown sugar barbecue mac and cheese. And again, there's not saying that you have to use every single ingredient in here. If you have something that's very similar, they're easy, very simple recipes you can tweak to change to whatever you may need them to be. But this will give you the recipe. There's also a download button there that'll actually show you the full recipe. And you can actually send that to yourself and email that to yourself or email that to somebody else that you need it sent to. But the recipes are all on there. And then if you slide down, it'll tell you in this recipe which one of these items come from us and what are our featured items. So again, if there's items that you guys need to purchase to stay within contract of some of the other recipes that are in there, you can tweak and manipulate those recipes to fit within your guys' guidelines. Or if there's certain recipes that you guys need to fit within certain dietary restrictions, we can also work within those rules and guidelines to make sure that we're hitting those pieces too. So there can be some tweaking of the recipes, but this could be an easy place to go to get some inspiration on, hey, I've got this product, or hey, I needed to buy this product for a certain thing and I got some leftovers, or another way I can use this or do something different with it. So you want to click on one more of the recipes there. So there's a Mediterranean quinoa burger. So using the quinoa, using it into simple little burger format. If you go down, it just tells you what recipe, what products are in there, the directions for you guys. Okay. So any questions on the microsite? So again, that is just simply gfs.sandridge.com. It's not password protected. It's there for anybody to use, and all of that kind of stuff. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up real quickly is just for the groups that for the grab and go places and any of that kind of stuff, we are seeing a very large request again for what we did as our tastefully balanced and some of our +1 pieces in the past. So if you need any of those pieces, or if you need any of those concepts, don't be afraid to reach out. But it's all just, again, putting 5 or 6, 7, I think there's 7 meals on the Tastefully Balanced program today, all with using our products without needing to cook anything. They can all be, again, just open, placed, pieced into containers and sent out for grab and go, or used for different parts of the day when the cafeterias or kitchens or something may not be open. So there's been a lot of requests for those. A lot of people have gotten back into those programs as we continue to get further and further out of the pandemic. So those are out there. Those are available, using soups and sauces, doctoring up mac and cheese, and all of those kind of stuff. So if you guys would like, I can send those out to everybody as well. So any questions on the microsite or any of the other stuff?
John, we aren't seeing any questions, but we did have somebody write in that they love the ideas and that they're thanking you. So we appreciate all of these recipes. I swear I just ate lunch and I'm already hungry again. So thanks for that. But we